Testing out a new sling today. This time it's orange. Hello everybody, this is Lamar with MFinResearch, and today I've got in my hands the CT3 by Ctactical. I've been a little hesitant to pick one of these up just because of the things I've heard about the shipping, but I thought I would pick one up, test it out, and give my honest take on what the shipping is really like. When I first found out about the brand, I felt like they were a bit of a Goruck clone. I feel like now they differentiated enough and they've got some pretty cool stuff on their website. As always, we'll go over the specs and the overview. We'll talk about the things that I like about the bag. We'll talk about the areas where I think that it could improve. And since this is the very first bag that I've reviewed that has a dedicated or claimed to be dedicated CCW pocket, we'll talk about that. As always, I'll put timestamps in the description, and if CCW isn't your thing, you can skip on to the next section when I get there. I'll also finish up with the other bags to give you insight on what could be considered competition for the Ctactical CT3. As we go over this sling, I'm gonna warn you, if you've got headphones on or the volume is up loud, turn it down a little bit because there is a ton of hook and loop on this bag. On the front of the bag, there's hook and loop. On the back of the bag, there's hook and loop. On the main compartment, there's hook and loop. Hook and loop is all over this bag, and this was one of the things that I wasn't sure about when I bought it. 3-liter sling, it's a 9.4 by 5.9 by 2.7. It's one of the mini slings out there that's designed to fit an iPad mini. It weighs in at 0.6 pounds. It comes in tons of material colors. Some of the fabrics are Dyneema, EcoPack, X-Pack, and Cordura. Ctactical is adding new colors and fabrics all the time. And I've been showing you some of the colors, but that doesn't include some of the limited edition colors that they choose. And this is mostly for the 500D. This time I thought I'd go with the bright orange. The zippers are YKK. And the buckles are Gatekeeper Duraflex hardware. A lot of videos say these are tricky, but they're really not bad. Just squeeze, it opens, and you take it off. One of the things that comes in that makes this one different from the light, the big old Velcro flap on the front. I thought this was something that I wasn't gonna like, but it was actually one of my favorite features. I opted for the version 2.0 regular, and the cost was $23. All right, let's take a look at the bag, show you how I used it. Before we get into that, we can get rid of the strap. So let's just take off the clips. So now let's just get in this guy front to back now that it's loaded out. So because there is so much hook and loop on here, I thought I'd have a little fun. Put some REs on there. I picked up these two guys from Data Crew, so I put them on there. I've had these two for a minute. I think I got this one on Etsy and that one on eBay. So got my Black Panther and my Data Crew. Although it's orange, I went for kind of a black and white, black and gray kind of color setup. So now let's just open it up. So there is a pocket right here, and you've seen that before. And like I told you, there's a lot of hook and loop on here. So sorry to anybody wearing headphones. There's a pocket right there. It's a good pocket for a notebook or something. But I didn't really use it because honestly, I kept forgetting about it. The pocket that I used was this pocket. I used this for my phone. This is not my phone. This is a phone case. I really like this case. I put a link in this one in the description. It's probably my favorite iPhone 15 Pro Max case. The only reason why I don't use it is because the MagSafe on it is terrible, but it looks pretty good. So if you don't care about MagSafe and you like the case, this is a good one to get. So phone just slips in there. And then we'll save the main compartment for last. Now, and back here, I put field notes in here. This is a new one, actually. I just used up the last one that was in here, so I put this one in here just before the video started. Back here, you guys have seen this before. This is just a Hank Black Panther style that my wife made me. Goes with the theme of the front, so keep that in the back. It's good for eyeglasses, sunglasses, and stuff like that. And then I just keep a pick for the beard. So that goes in there, just like that. And now, the main compartment. Let's go in there. So here, you've seen this before, garage built gear, mighty pouch. So these two, They don't normally sit in here. I normally just have this guy in here, but right now I use this. This is the Goruck EDC Ranger wallet, and I use this when I'm just running out and I've got my driver's license, a wallet, and my key fob in here. So normally the 2 cards will fit in here and the key fob will fit in there, but last night I just used this, so I threw that in here with this. So then I keep some foaming in here. I've done a video or 2 showing these guys. These are just soap thins. Use these instead of regular soap to wash your hands. I keep my little portable battery bank. This one is nice and thin. The cable is built in USB-C, and that works on my phone. It works on the tablets, so keep that in there too. I just keep my wipes in here. There's hand sanitizer wipes in this pocket. There's lens cleaning cloths, and I think I only have 1 left because I have donated a couple to my wife, and she's used them. And then I've got dude wipes in here, so I have to fill those back up. And I think I need to put 1 or 2 more back in here to keep it stocked up like I like to. So in here, this is what I guess is the concealed carry pocket. You've seen these before, just the hook and loop rifle shells. I usually put that in there. I keep a pen right there, and I keep my straw in case you get those paper straws out there. And so those just stay right there, kind of quick draw, ready to go whenever I need it. If you got to sign something, you got your pen, you got your bolt action, and you're ready to go. These are the zipper pulls. They're just the hollowed out paracord, and there's 6 attachment loops on the back. If you don't want to use it attached on your backpack, it's a good space to fit inside your backpack, so you can just shove it in and use it as a secondary pouch. Hey, I hope you're liking the video so far. Don't forget to like, comment with any gear reviews you'd like to see in the future, and subscribe to MFinResearch. Any support helps grow my little small corner of the EDC community. Now back to the video. Real quick, one thing I didn't talk about is sometimes these go in there too. They don't always sit in there at the same time, but I switch some of these out depending on what I need. This is my work phone. It's an iPhone 12. Sometimes that goes with me, so I'll have 2 phones. This one will be in the back, and the other one will be in that hidden compartment that I showed you. This is, and I've shown this before, the good old candy EDC pouch, and it is great. It got me through a meeting last week, so shout out to that. And then this is just my little cut, scrape, first aid pouch. And then I keep this if I know I'm be out and about and the ball head starts to sweat. I've got this. I think I picked this up from Dave & Buster's. We had a team building event, and it came out. I think it's a microfiber cloth, so like the material. If you know any good microfiber cloths or even a cooling towel or something like that, let me know because I'd like to replace that, but for now, that works. So as promised, we'll talk a little bit about the shipping. I ordered it May 11th, which was a Saturday night late, which would mean that Monday would have been the next business day, which I guess that would be the 13th. So what I got was I got the sling and I got the admin insert in the order. The shipping came out to about 16 bucks. Got notification that the bag was shipped on May 15th. So just a couple days after I ordered it. So when I look at it, it basically took from when I clicked order to the bag being in my hands about 2 weeks, even factoring in the fact that I basically ordered the bag on a Sunday morning. Yes, shipping is about 60% of the cost of the bag when you look at it that way. But the way I considered it was I just bought a $39 bag. And when you look at it that way, the bag still holds up to the competition. The results may vary for you depending on where you live, but that's how long it took and how much it was for me to give you guys a data point of shipping here to Texas. So I'm gonna put the sling on and we'll talk about CCW in a minute. All right, I was gonna do this, but since I've got the bag empty, I'll do this now. I won't have this discussion now. That is the tactical water gun. YouTube is YouTube about stuff like that. So we've got a toy, obvious toy. It is empty. There is no 40 cal water in there. So there's that. So now let's talk about the CCW pocket. So I did use it as a CCW bag once during the time, but there was something that I really didn't like about it. So one is this is the main compartment. This is where the big loop panel is for you to put, see like this, you'll see holsters like this with the loop panel on the back that go in there. So there's one here and then there's one here. But this one isn't as high as this one. So based on what I see, this is going to be the CCW panel right there. And I'm going to turn this way so it's facing me the way I wear it, so it will make more sense. So for me, given that it's right here in the main compartment, if you put your item in here, it's going to take up most of the main space in the main compartment. So really the bag becomes used nothing but for CCW. And the thing about that, it's also in the main compartment. I don't know about you guys, but if I'm going to CCW, I don't want anything else in there with it. One, because I don't want it jumbling around with anything. And two, if there ever is the unfortunate situation where I have to draw it, I don't want anything getting in the way of it. So that is something to consider if you're going to put it in this main compartment right here. The other thing that I noticed too, if we said, okay, fine, we're going to use this as the main compartment for my normal EDC stuff, and where I would have preferred it to have been in this pocket or this pocket, that pocket is not going to happen because there's only these two little straps right there. So now let's go here. You can do that just barely if you have something small. I actually carry a M&P Shield Plus, so it will probably fit. But if I put it there, notice for it to fit right here on this side, it's kind of facing against me. So going in the right orientation, I would have to kind of do some kind of cross draw or something like that. Or if I put it in here some kind of other way, like this or something, you could do that. And I just didn't ever feel comfortable with it in there right here because one, it was kind of high, and when it's this high, it messes up with kind of closing it. So that is really why I'm not really a fan of CCW in this bag. So now let's talk about what I liked about the bag. I really liked the organization. Going through the bag, there's tons of compartments, there's tons of pockets, you can keep things organized. The main compartment has a couple slots where you can put things in, and I really liked all that organization. I didn't find myself wanting any more. You could throw this in here if you wanted to, but I felt like it had the right amount of organization just for my needs. The front hook and loop flap, that was the thing that almost kept me from getting this guy and going for the light version that removes that. But I have to say, in using it as a quick access for my phone, I really enjoyed that. And that was probably one of my favorite features because you could put that there. If you have two phones or something for work, you could put your one phone there in the quick access and then put the other one in the main compartment or in the back compartment. You had options. I know that REs are divisive, but I really thought I'd try to put more REs on a bag than I usually do. So that was kind of fun to accessorize it a little bit. I might switch them out here and there, might try something else, but hey, you don't have to take things so serious all the time. Have a little fun. If you don't like them, that's cool. Just rock it without it. If not, that's cool too. Especially since most of my slings are in black, it was fun to get a color other than that. I don't think the orange was too bright and overpowering, and it was a fun color just to try something different. Orange isn't your thing. They had tons of different colors, and if you count the light version, there's tons of different material options as well. So you can get the color and the material to fit your needs. One of my favorite features is that when you take this strap off and this strap off with the clips, you have it open and you can use it as a pouch. I use it in the airplane. I just hooked it to the seat next to me with a hero clip, and it was just kind of my pouch that I dug in as I was sitting on the plane on my flight. I haven't tried it yet, but they say you can also clamp it to the front of a bag. It looks like it would fit pretty good to my 511 bag that I just reviewed last week. Check that video out if you haven't seen that. Going back to the layout again, I like that you can carry it as a fanny pack. I like you can carry it as a more of a traditional sling, angled, or I like that you can carry it as a chest pack. I really like that orientation, and I carried it as probably a chest pack the most. Everything was right in front of me. I could get to it, and I really enjoyed that layout. Even though the shipping was relatively expensive compared to the price of the bag, total cost aside, the way I've enjoyed the bag, I would still say it's a good value for the money. I'm not disappointed in the price I paid at all, factoring in shipping. So now let's talk a little bit about the areas where I think this bag can improve. First of all, like you've seen in many of my other sling videos, the strap of a sling is important to me. It's your main interface with the bag. So that's going to be where I put the most scrutiny on any sling that I get. So that being said, while I like the opportunity that you can lay this out in different configurations based on that, this strap, when you put it on, it kind of digs into your neck a little bit. And one thing I noticed, I had on a linen polo one day, and it just tore into the shirt, and it just took all the little fabric off there. So that just took it off my shirt, and I haven't been able to get it off without taking it a little bit at a time. Like I said before, I prefer to keep my CCW away from everything else in my bag if I can help it. And with the zipper pulls, it wouldn't make that quick to get to as I would like in some of the other bags out there as well. I'm not really big into off-body carry, but given when it's really hot, it may not be a bad option. So let me know if there's any CCW slings that you've tried or that you're curious about. I might have to take a look at those as well. On this bag, I've shown it to you a few times, there is a lot of hook and loop on here. I don't mind it in some of the cases, but some of it, especially on the back panels, you could either replace that with the zipper, some buttons, some magnets, something else. I'm sure that would impact the cost a bit, but it makes for a loud bag from time to time when you're going into different compartments. While to me, the cost, when you look at it in total, shipping isn't that bad, but if you look at it as a fraction of the price of the bag itself, shipping might be a deal breaker for some. So I will mention that here as well, just depending on what you may think about that. I want to be honest and upfront that while it didn't bother me as much, it may bother others as much, given the retail price of the bag. And like I said, I mentioned it before, the zipper pulls. They look like they were paracord with the insides taken out. If you're gonna make that the CCW compartment, you want that rigid at least a little bit so you can pull that pretty quick. Even when I just had regular stuff in there, I found getting to my things in there, the zipper took a little bit of fumbling. That's probably, after this review is over, one of the first things I'm gonna do to change out. I think what I'm gonna do is VanQuest has some zipper pulls that are probably perfect for this application, and I think I'm gonna switch those. So as promised, let's talk about some of the competition. Yes, Air and Alpaca could fit the description, but I like to provide a little variety out there. I love Alpaca and Air products, but we're gonna stay away from recommending them this time. But know they're there if that's where you wanna go. First up, the bag that made me look at it, it's pretty popular, especially the Best Damn EDC version, the Blue Ridge Overland Gear Bum Bag. It looks pretty awesome. This is the bag that made me decide to look at this more square to rectangular form factor, and I have to say I am a fan. The BCPR Rover is another one. It's a small manufacturer out of Puerto Rico, and there's a particular colorway. If you've seen me on Instagram, you know that I am a big fan of this colorway. If you look around the back behind me, you could probably figure it out if you take some time on their site. That color is coming to my house at some point in time. It might be a birthday gift to myself. I've got a birthday coming up real soon, so might have to pick that up. As I was working on this video and finishing up the script, I noticed that Garage Built Gear, who makes my favorite EDC pouch out there, they decided to come out with the waist bag. I might have to check that out. If I can get a multicam black with the purple, I might have to get that and the backpack as well. Might have to do like a Black Panther carry or something like that. And now last up, and I'm not 100% sure on these choices, but I'll throw them out there and you can consider them if you want to. I may consider them in the future. If the CCW is a priority to you, I'd recommend, I think I'm saying this right, Edelstock Bando, for something by Vertex. VanQuest has the Dendrite, and they have a new sling bag out that's a little bigger than this one, but it's pretty cool too. I might have to take a look at that in the future as well. And then I just on Instagram saw Tight Shoots. I might have to check those out as well. That looks like a cool bag for off-body carry. So with that, what kind of slings are you looking at? Have you been a fan of Ctactical? Do you have a Ctactical bag? If so, what do you have? Which ones would you recommend? I saw the band bags on their Facebook page, and those are pretty cool. Might have to try to get my hands on one of those as well too. As always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I'm Lamar with MFinResearch, and I'm out.